Hello there.
Greetings! What's up? What's up? Yeah, I know the reference. We're back with more Dyson Sphere program. Now last time, I think we've solved the basic of the power problem that's down here that I was having. The most basic version of the power problem should now be fixed. In theory. There should be deuterium coming along this belt. How are we looking here? Down to 9. But all of these guys should be producing now. Okay. Things are going. Not the smoothest at the moment. But going. So next I have to figure out this, the oil problem. And then get the rest of the production facilities down and working. But we have sulfuric acid going, which is beneficial. Okay, now you are going to be cooking up this process here. Which means we're doing the second one of those right there. We're going to be taking in refined and putting out refined. Taking in 2 and putting up 3. Okay, so you're gonna be... We've already got the materials that we need here in the facility. So all we're waiting for is for me to figure out how we're going to lay down these belts. First, I'm not going to go this close to that facility there. I think what I may end up doing is just taking this up as a blueprint. We'll just save that as a blueprint. Fine. Test should be here. What is this? Okay, now I can remove this. And we can see about a storage facility. Because that's ultimately... The Sephiroth avatar is so extra. He also has additional costumes. One of his special costumes, the really expensive one, is his Kingdom Hearts 2 costume. Okay, so we're going to have tanks. I have tanks. Okay, we have tanks. Tanks right here. Okay, and what we're going to do is that. And you're going to come out of here. We're gonna go into there. Crude. This is refined, not. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Okay. If it's the one with the big purple, yeah, that one, yeah, with the big purple wing on the back, that's his Kingdom Hearts 2 outfit. Okay. Now we got that set. So I'm going to bring the others around the side. So you're going to be pulling out helium, hydrogen. You're going to be pulling out coal.
Mineral depleted.
And that is how that's going to connect. Okay, and now I am fashion. Yes. Okay. Yeah, now I'll put up this blueprint here. Like that. Okay, so it needs to be scooted down some. Okay, so what we need here is to bring this down one into about, say, here. That down two to about, say, here. I love it. I gotta have it being symmetrical. We can still run it the same way with that symmetricality intact right there, I think. That there. Ooh, okay, we need it 2 spaces down from right here. Like that. Then I can put this down properly. That.
insufficient materials.
Alright, squeeze down one more right here. I can, but only just, okay. Okay. And there's no easy way to flip that, so I'm just gonna have to mirror the construction over here. Just like that. A minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It splits before. Which means... But I can't. Okay. We'll keep it like this. The problem is the belts. Why 2 belts? Why did I decide that? Huh. Okay, I have an idea. I have an idea. Oh, but it won't work like that. Hmm. It goes. I am problem solving. Right. Oh, shoot. I am problem solving design issues. This design won't work. So we'll just use this as output. Okay, so dismantle all of this and do it again. What's all this? Belts and stuff. Are you kidding me? Yeah, that is one of the downsides for these little guys. They don't really have like a dancing animation. They just kind of pose and flash. Like the little foxes which danced for a minute. Okay. We can lay down 10 machines. Take character for Sepper out the bag. So I don't think I'll actually be able to use this blueprint anywhere else, but that's fine. This'll work for the moment. You kidding me? Okay. I think I was on to something the first time. What am I gonna do here? Okay. I think I got it this time. What we're going to do here, a little bit of belt popping. Bam, just like that. That goes there. Goes there. Goes there. Goes there. There. That one goes there. So now that is cycling through there constantly. And the output is going to be cycling back through there as well. And they do this. How is... You know what? I could do the same procedure right here. Stack up.
Mineral depleted.
Booyah. Oh. And I need to delete bot over here. There we go. So probably don't need these two. But I am going to power everything by doing this.
Flight mode.
It's like the whole facility shut off at the same time. Which shouldn't be the case if that thing is making deuterium over there. Oh yeah, it pretty much did. Are these guys even... They're not getting magnets. Why are you not getting magnets? I built magnet production facilities up here, which are getting turbines, which are getting engines, but they're making engines. Power is a crazy bottleneck in this game.
Flight mode.
Like, you barely have time to get anything done before you run out of power again. Woohoo! Daily's done. Okay, so you're now going to be doing this. Okay. I'm going to can't put these things here. Okay, we're gonna have to put them here and on either side then. Okay, so you're going to be open this belt. That belt. I'm going to be pulling from that belt. That belt. From this belt. Outputting to from this belt. Putting to that belt. Well, I can't believe this actually still works. Okay. We're going to need...
Mineral depleted.
How is there still... Okay. We had no official drain back into here too. Output off. Let's just let it start filling up. Yeah. At least to get these other tanks drained, because they're not supposed to be filling up at all. Now if I turn this back on, it comes out both ways. Okay, I think that's running. I gotta sort out this problem before we're out of power entirely. How fast are they burning through these? Not super quickly, but still fairly so. this right here I need to make a copy of. Because I accidentally deleted it from over here. There we go. Look at that then again. A couple of power lines down here. And you guys switch to give your items away. Okay. Now, why am I not getting refined alloy over here? Okay. That's not a good place to build it. Okay, I need these, which are 3 components. Those are 2 components, which should be getting made as soon as I have this down. And then I need this, which is a 1 component. And then that, which is a 3 component. So I need to make a 1 component design and get it making gears right now. Let's do that right here. Seems like a good enough place for it.
Flight
We
mode.
go collect other things I need. Bunch of these. Bunch of these. Okay. Everything. Let's start with one of you. And
Flight
bad
mode.
place to put it. This is better. Okay, we go there.
Flight mode.
Oh, I don't think I have enough time to get everything in production that I need to keep the factory running, because my power is going to shut off before I'm even close to it. I've got too many things I have to get going, and not enough time because I'm out of everything that I need. So before I can get magnets going, I have to get the graphite going. Okay, so this is a problem. I'm legit going to run out of power, and I don't have any way I know of to get it. Unless I just build tons and tons and tons of drones doing the like, this method may be better for the end game, but until you have like at least purple science, you should not even attempt to do this. You will run out of power. Using the little fidget spinner bots is legitimately the best way to go. Which means I need a blueprint that I don't have anymore. Let's see if I can go back and get it. Let's see if it exists on 12.
Flight mode.
It's this. And it does. A little bit of time travel. Now, I originally dismantled this with space. Let's see if I can repair it. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. Yes. We are missing some things. still missing key elements. We need to go back further. That is effectively what this is time travel. We gotta go back further.
Flight mode.
Yes, here we go. This looks correct. Okay. Okay, now I'm back with the proper schematic. Okay. Okay. Okay, now once I make sure that this is set up properly, this is pressing iron, you're making gears, which are going into here. So copper, you were requesting, but you've got no output. Okay. And you are requesting rings. Okay, so what we've got to do here that. You're saying 1 root out of range, 16 available. Let's get we got that going. We're still waiting on rings. Although 16 boots are available, nothing's coming in yet. You got everything but rings. Okay, so the question is, why are we not getting magnet rings? Where's our production at? Way over here. Okay. This, because I'm gonna need the what we're gonna do is 4 more right here, just dealing with rings.
Mineral depleted. We're going to make sure we get this right. You are going to this. going slower because the factory's dying. Okay, well that's working. This isn't connected. I don't know if this situation is recoverable.
Flight mode.
Because this doesn't actually have the super magnets in production. The other planets are just miners. The problem is power. And switching over to this other design here, using drones instead of the bots, unless you're like in late game, this isn't a feasible design to use because you can't support it. What I was doing with the little bots here was more productive than what this design is doing for me. But now that I've transitioned to that, I don't have what I need to get this running to get me the fuel I need to power the planet. Switching over to this design, although it might be like the absolute ace way to go in the end game, if you switch away from the bots, from these little bots to these drones in the mid game, you're crippling yourself because you'll never be able to get enough power to sustain it. I understand why this is better, but this is better once you have the power of a Dyson Sphere to support it. One of the planets is powered off with geothermal energy, and the other planet was being powered by this one, by the deuterium. What I don't have, see, I have plenty of deuterium. All these tanks over here are just slam full of deuterium. What I don't have is the ability to process deuterium into the deuterium fuel rods that I need. Because in order to transition to a logistics system that's drone based, I had to take everything else apart. Because these two systems don't coexist with each other peacefully. And now I can't rebuild this system without having this whole production thing over here be these little fidget spinner bot based. Accumulators are not enough. All of these right here are being powered by accumulators. But accumulators are not enough to support the power needs of the planet, because I'm burning accumulators right now, and we're browning out the whole planet. So I'm going to need to step back to a save before I built this and disassembled the other part of the factory, and then go about this in a different way. What, like power load? I don't think you can change that. Oh, this is cool. I didn't know this screen existed. The problem is, all the things that are currently being made in the factory are things that are being used for fuel, because the fuel is the only thing in production right now. All of the other smelting and everything, all of those are already full, and things that aren't being used are just sitting there. And other needed components aren't being produced. Particularly these magnets are not being produced. And now that the power is already at this critical state, there's nothing I can do to increase its production. This is a problem you have to solve before it becomes this kind of a problem. And this problem has already happened with this save. Like this station, for example. All the things that this station is doing are things that this station needs to be doing. Because these things are required for me to even have a chance of getting this to work again. So shutting the power off to this station is not going to do anything but turn the production of this off. And the other stations that are currently working are the stations providing items to this station. Yeah, like I understand that you can change the power and you can turn it off. But restricting the power is just going to restrict what this station is doing. And it's not actually changing the dump. But you don't seem to be understanding what I'm saying here with the problem. Yeah, I can turn all of this off. Right? We can turn it off, we can stop everything. But then this station won't have anything. But I need this station to bring these items so that this can work. I've done exactly what you guys asked and turned these down to 1 and turned this all the way down to the lowest which it can go, which isn't 0, it's 30 megawatts. This is a slider. All the way down is 30 megawatts, not 0. So turn these all the way up. How did I get to that other screen? This. Is there a way to select all? This logistics stuff doesn't work on the same planet. We've already discovered that earlier. All of the logistics stuff here doesn't work if the two stations are on the same planet. Only if they're on different planets.
Mineral depleted.
They should have a way to make the settings. It doesn't track drone locations on the pairing system. The system isn't designed to work if the stations are on the same planet, and it's got no functionality to do so. I agree they need to add that functionality on there. They should also add a way for you to set how you want these stations to be, or to copy the settings from one station to another station, which you also can't do. You have to go to every single one. This is the Interstellar tab. I'm telling you, dude, the functionality isn't there. I've already gone over this on a previous stream. We went to the wiki and looked it up. It does not work like that.
Mineral depleted.
I'm on the Intraplanetary tab. I mean, the settings here are the same as what they were in the Interstellar tab. And as for will it be enough less power, it doesn't seem to have made a difference at all. We've gained not a whole lot. It's because we were in the 30s before, and it keeps jumping back down to there. So as for, did it provide enough power? Kind of, but like it brought it from like here to here. This is a situation that needs to be solved before it gets to this place. And the solution is, don't build this until you're at endgame. because that's when this problem really reared up, after I started transitioning over to a drone-based system from a bot-based system. And these are providing the majority of the power. Because I don't think any deuterium is even getting out at this point. So this is just a slow march to death. How many streams ago did I start building that facility? Kinda? I know I was building a 15 and 14. I got to 13, we'd already gone there. I got to 12. I had to go back to 10.
Flight mode.
But this was before I took the other planet. Before I even named the other planet. Okay.
Flight mode. Flight mode.
So this was after I had taken it. Before that disassembly was finished. While this portion of the factory is still running. Okay, let's take a look at where we are power-wise. And we are full and providing power out. Right. It's going out. Yeah, it is. Alright, now let's see what's the status of this here. How far did I get with that? This is smelting. All of the smelting is going, right? That hasn't been set up yet, but that's okay. Copper,
Mineral
steel,
depleted.
iron and rings are going. This is glass, and that is stone, and that's graphite. Okay, so I don't have diamond and hard crystal yet over here as production. So I was disassembling this and building those right there to get the rest of the smelting done. So I have time to do that. I need to leave this functioning and this in order to facilitate this continuing to work. Okay, so what we're going to do here is save this game. As an alternate reality. We traveled back in time to a time before the power thing was an issue, before we had built things to use drones instead of bots entirely, in order to change history for the better. See? Narrative. That's what you gotta do. Okay. And we brought back knowledge. Actually, we're going to we're going to do a time jump. We're going to travel back to our dying timeline one more time. Okay, so I got production. I got pole production, crude, creeper, alloy smelting. I've got sulfuric acid, refinement test right there. Is there anything that I am missing that I need to pick up? I'm gonna snip this up. This is for this. Okay. I'm gonna snip this up right here. was another production that I had made. No, that exists on the other planet. This. Yeah. This is for this. Let's just call these stack inserters because I don't remember what they're called. Okay, and I marked the polar so that I would know. Okay, and this was before the great covering of the world. Okay. I don't need that many to work. Three
Insufficient materials.
will work. Where did I put? Oh no, I put the boxes away. There we go. Okay. We've already laid out these lakes, so what I'm gonna do is surround them with metal. You know what else this game could really use? An undo button, a Control Z undo. it's gonna be too small, so we'll just. I have tried it. Like this. Control Z. No, it doesn't work. I think this game would benefit greatly from having an undo feature. Because as you pointed out, one of its competitors, Factorio, I don't know about other programs, but I have played Factorio, and Factorio does allow you to undo. But the undo functionality was not always in Factorio, and I think it's fair to note that this game is still in a beta phase, right? This isn't a final version of the game, and Factorio is already in its release state. So to compare the two extensively isn't as fair, but if this game enters release and doesn't have an undo feature in it, I think then you could call it a misstep. This level of gameplay polish is beta. They may call it an alpha test, but that's a shift in the game industry away from what these terms actually mean. Alpha tests are internal before the game is like even in a fully playable state, right? If you let somebody into the alpha test of the game, you're not going to be able to like legit play the game. You might be able to play a little section of the game, but core functionality is not going to be there. By the time the game is in this kind of a state, this is called beta. And there's a lot of new up and coming game developers who haven't been formally trained or worked in game development and are calling things like this alpha. Because alpha sounds better than beta, but the idea behind alpha testing and beta testing for programs is just the letters of the alphabet. It's alpha, then it's beta, and sometimes it's what epsilon, gamma. I don't delta. Is it delta? I don't remember. So Google help me. Third letter of the Greek alphabet. Gamma. Yeah, it's gamma. There are other tests beyond beyond beta testing that sometimes programs do get to that level and require that level of testing. It's big name companies that even got the idea of a beta test out there. And then it was, I forget which AAA developer it was, did release a game for public use that was in an alpha state and got roasted for it. See, like right there? That would be a good place where I would be, Control Z and undo that. Because as it is, that kind of accident in this game is not correctable. So if you misclick when you're laying foundation, oops, that's permanent. There's nothing you can do to fix it. I think the mislabeling of games that are in beta as still being in alpha is kind of detrimental to game design as a whole, and the communities of the game. Because it doesn't foster a complete understanding of the game design process and what it means for a game to be in alpha versus for a game to be in beta. And they're kind of playing into the cool factor of it when, like, that's not the purpose behind these names. Like, these names are there to let you know, okay, this game is ready to be used. No, this one is not. I paved over this before. But yeah, this level of polish on a game, this is definitely a game that's in beta. Dagnabbit, I hate... hate the misclick. Factorio is actually of a good game, of a good example of a game that did put out its first version in an alpha state. Minecraft is another. If you go back and play the very first version of both of those games, they are very rough. There's a video of somebody playing the very first version of Factorio when it was still in alpha, and ooh, that's rough. Yeah, the very first version of Minecraft, that one was tough. But games have to exist in that state, like, before they can be like great games.
Mineral depleted.
But yeah, this game is almost ready to be released. I mean, it's in that good of a state. So this is definitely a game that is not in alpha. Like the first version of Minecraft, in fact, I might be able to pull up a video and show the first version of Factorio.
I downloaded the oldest version.
Okay, yeah, let's do a little bit of a history lesson here. I can turn on my left display because it's the same thing. This is a YouTuber called Troopin, who went back to the first pre-release version
Factorio I could find.
of
The exact
Factorio.
version I was playing 8 years ago when I find out about Factorio. It's so old, it is only inserter, wood, iron stick, okay, stone furnace.
Look at the
We
graphics
need this.
here.
Okay, border mining drill, we also need that, electric mining drill, so it probably is wrong. So let's get the call from you guys and also the walking sound. Okay, stop with this. Are you making electricity? Maybe, or I don't know, to be honest. So let's make the electric mining drill, and to do it we need more copper. Maybe I'll also gonna look at the
Like the arrows.
What
They are big.
on earth is this?
But-
Those are the biters.
Yeah,
Wait,
see,
this
look at
is
this.
Rocket turret. What do you mean by that?
Where there were
Creeper.
enemy like
What?
bases and
Creeper
turrets
spawner.
and stuff.
Rocket turret. What is going on? Where are the biters? Okay, let's leave them. I don't like them. We'll play with them later. Okay, we don't see the pollution. I hope we'll be fine. Rocket turrets. What on earth? Oh, this is the old mining drill. It's so beautiful. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is
Games
working.
that are
Great.
released
So
in alpha
effectiveness
have a
50%.
lot
What
of
do you mean by
temp
that?
art in
Maximum
them.
power output. Okay, so
Because
this
they-
produces around 400, but its effectiveness
This guy is
50%,
named
so it's
Chupin.
around 200.
If you want to
This
go check out his channel and watch the rest of the video here. But yeah, a lot of this, like the gear wheels right there, it's temp art, and that's one of the hallmarks of a game being in alpha, is that there is Chupin makes a lot of YouTube videos about games like Factorio and Dyson Sphere and what's the 3D one called? Satisfactory. There's a bunch of these. He makes a bunch of videos about it and stuff. And yeah, so having a lot of temp art and stuff like that is a hallmark of games being in alpha, just because they don't have all the artwork finished for the game yet, and they're just testing the most base playable state of the game. What version is this on? Does it say? I say, yeah, right there. So we do have a version. It says version 0.1. And that version of Factorio that we saw was, I think, 0.63. So like there's still issues to be resolved and things. And I'll point out one right here. The lines here being so jagged, and this line not being flush to that. This is called blending, right? When you put down one texture and it goes seamlessly into the texture that was there before. So when you put down this, the edge of this should blend into the previous texture that was underneath it, so that you can't see just such a defined line. With terms of what the game sees, this is what the game is always going to see. Okay, this is foundation and that is not. But what the player should see is no clear distinction, just the blending across. Little things like that, or the polish that separates a game that's in beta from a game that's in release. Well, you can still have a discrete barrier, but this barrier line should match that line as well. So you see how this is jagged and going up and down? They've added in the ability to make this a straight line, because you can do it with roads by pressing R. So this should do it automatically. It just strikes me as this is something that they haven't implemented yet, because this is graphical only, and it's not going to change the nature of the game. The changes that they're making in the game are still core changes to gameplay. A couple of examples are how machines work, right? Because how the machines work are not consistent with each other. So these don't work quite the same way that these does. And what I'm talking about is inputs and outputs, right? You've got some machines that lets the belt go into the machines, like these tanks here. And then you have others that require the inserters. But you have others that seem like they will allow a pass-through, like the chemical ones here and the refineries here. Seems like they should allow belt pass-through, but they require the sorters to pick items up. Likewise, there are no port things on the side of the boxes here. And what that tells me is that this model and this model were developed at different times in production, and maybe not by the same person, before they had everybody on the same page for design. And you can see that there are subtle design differences in different machines, like this, we got the ports right here on these, right? So that's the design difference between that box style and this box style. You can see they're still kind of the same, but they've got the ports here and they don't have the ports there, which tells me that this was just designed later than that one, probably after this was designed. So, and like none of this is like a bad thing. And like this, water pumps here. Water pumps allow the belts to go inside the facility and bring things out. So do the oil, the crude oil seeps. So it strikes me that some of these things were probably designed at different points in production. And they're focusing more on getting the game in a nice playable state rather than fixing all the little things. Yeah, or by different people. And like all of these little things that I just pointed out, all of these things are things that are fixed in the very last phase of beta production, right? Right before launch, they go around what is called a polish, and that's when they start fixing little things like this. Oh, this machine needs to match that one, so we'll get the artist to come back over here and change the texture here, and it'll match up. Right? Because you're not changing the functionality of the machine, you're changing the texture applied to the machine. And the main things that I see that are like not quite right with this game is things like this. And it's just like, oh, this is a little graphical thing that's handled in polish before release. Other things like the logistics stations not working on the same planet. They are slowly fixing that. Because they have added more features to the logistics platform since I last talked about it. They've updated the belts and how the belts worked since I last talked about it. One of the cool things that someone...
Materials.
I put all my belts in the box. That someone pointed out the other day, and I will demonstrate it once I go back over here and find my belts, is that you can make vertical belts now. I think it was Bill that pointed that out. Yeah, so you can take like a belt, go here, and then go way up here. Like this. Yeah, this is a pretty cool change. Like, I approve of this. And then there are other things like this, for example. That where one thing invalidates another thing. Like you have these things here, the automatic pilers. But if you do this, just doing that, a pile sorter that pulls from here and goes there, and then pulls from here and goes there, that'll max stack a belt. Just two of these guys right there. And these guys right here will not max stack a belt. These always go at one lower than what these can do, and just putting two of these guys back to back will max stack your entire belt. And like that was one of the things that I brought up. In fact, I can demonstrate it right over here. Let's find a place that is needing lots of input and is actually using it.
Flight mode.
Need something that's actually outputting a large amount of stuff. That belt is full, so that won't really help. Here we go. That belt is full too.
Flight mode.
Here we go. This will be a good example. Why are you all? That's not good.
Insufficient materials.
What do you not need? We don't need you. Maybe.
Insufficient materials.
There we go. So what I was saying about max stacking about, we're gonna do it right here. Yeah, those don't need another. Dang nabbit.
Flight mode.
This is what I'm talking about. Just two pylon sorters like that will take a single belt and stack it up to its max. It works faster and more efficiently than the automatic pilers do. And basically renders this item right here useless. Yeah, look at that. It tends to hold on to one or two. Oh, my connection might be blowing up. Hold on. Oh, come on. Hmm. Is that any better? Okay. Yeah, I think my connection's being a little bit spotty right at the moment. But yeah, you're absolutely right that this was in the game first, and this was a solution. Before they came up with this. And so I wouldn't be surprised if this item is either removed or redone entirely in one of the upcoming patches. And you can see that kind of redundancy all through here. There are a lot of things that, like this right here, both of these items are unlocked on the same tier. So, like, you could keep both of these items, but give the player this item early on. Right? So that they can start stacking right near the beginning. And then give them this item much later. And the same goes for other things as well. Where is smelting? Yeah. Here's another one. The second level of smelting is all the way over here. On the same as the third level of assembling, right? This level of smelting needs to be back here in the tech tree, not all the way up here. Because the third level of smelting is only gettable with the dark fog. So they need to unlock put the smelting upgrade like right here, and then put a third smelting upgrade right here. Because it doesn't make sense for you to get assembling an upgraded assembler, and then as you're getting the max level assembler, you're just now unlocking the second level of smelting, when smelting is the very first thing that you unlock in the game. And this, I think, comes from they haven't retooled this grid, this upgrade grid yet. And they're probably working on that for a later update. They're waiting until they have all the features implemented that they want to implement, and then they're gonna redesign this whole thing to make a lot more sense than what it normally does. Because there are things that are way out of place from where they should be. An example of this is warping. Where is warping unlocked? Particle trap. Right here. So I've already got warping unlocked. But in order to actually build the warps, I need green science. So this should be the third tier of smelting is this thing here, the Nijin Choppy smelter, and you need dark fog components to build it. That is the fourth level of assembler, and the second level of the science lab, right? Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's probably going to be a third level of smelter added in the future because there's 3 levels of assemblers, and that makes sense for these two things to match. Yeah, you can make them with the lenses. Yeah, and the lenses require strange matter. But this is still a weird placement for this, right?
Mineral depleted.
Like, yeah, you can unlock this with that. But I don't understand why this would be a component required for this unlock when this is an alternate recipe for that. It's just it's a strange placement. And I think the values could probably be adjusted a little bit. Because this requires purple to unlock as well. Yeah, the green science version, yeah, because one thing I noticed about the lenses is that the lenses are very expensive. It's also the interesting thing that this requires purple science to unlock it. So they should just put a purple right here to make sure that this burns purple to unlock it and not confuse players on that. And there's a bunch of spots like that I've noticed in here too. Things that, oh, this actually requires another level of science to unlock, but it's not listed in the requirements to unlock it. And I can kind of maybe understand that when you're talking about using metadata to do it. But they could just list that separately. Yeah, the fact is that this does require purple and it doesn't tell you it does. And unless you don't know, oh, it's locked behind this, which requires purple, then a lot of people could get very confused because they're like, why can't I research this? I have that. Like, where's the button? Because the line isn't coming from one thing to another. It's connected to 2 other things that have to be researched simultaneously. So you have to go down that line in order to get to this. And these things require purple to be unlocked. Unless it's saying it requires this to be unlocked or that. Both of which I can see, but both also require purple, and they don't have a connecting line to the gravity matrix. The only connecting line from the gravity matrix is a parallel line from quantum printing and quantum entanglement. So yeah, little things like that. And that goes back to what I was saying again about the game, being in beta. This game is not in a release state; it's in a beta state. This kind of stuff is understandable that it's there. Even these machines here not working on the same planet is understandable that it's here and that it's doing that. Because it's functionality that it looks like they just haven't added into the game yet. The game lacking multiplayer. Same thing. Functionality that they haven't put in there yet. I could probably put like the double stacker thing right here. free up a little more room on the belt. No. Okay. What we'll do. I need more room. Ah. This will work. We'll put it right here.
Insufficient materials.
Yoink. Really? 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 Fine, you know what? You know what? Oh, we'll take that up. Get fancy with it. Bam. That will never fully stack it up, will it? Probably not. Okay, worth a shot. Worth a shot. Yeah, I need to fix the drones again. I also need to go back and repave the whole planet. This is a really funky thing. This roller coaster belt here. Yeah, it just strikes me it needs a little bit of polish to the balance, that's all. On that. And I can understand why they're waiting to do it, because they're still adding things into the game. It totally makes sense. Okay. So I'm not having the power problem right now. Because this production is in full swing. And this production is still in full swing. Right? So I still have these guys over here that are supposed to be making accumulators. Why are you not making accumulators? You need magnets, okay? Why are you not making magnets? You need turbines. Why are you not making turbines? You need... Is the copper? Huh? Rings. Why are you not making rings? You have magnets. Why do you have magnets? One route out of range. But magnets should be here. Oh crap, they're all the way. Okay, yep, I can understand why they're out of range. Okay, so I gotta get my accumulator farm working again. We need magnets. Hey, you.
Insufficient materials. Insufficient materials.
Really?
Insufficient materials.
Oh my
Flight
gosh.
mode.
Yoink. Bonk. 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 And I've got all of these that I can turn on too. Yeah, so okay. Now they're starting to cook accumulators again, so.
Mineral depleted.
Look at all of the drones.
Look at how the power drops. Just by flipping the switch. Okay.
Flight mode.
And now these guys should be cooking accumulators again. Yeah. Those accumulators are being passed over here to the accumulator towers.
Flight mode.
Okay. Okay. I'm satisfied that our power problem is temporarily solved. And I need to make sure that the entire proper versions of the production are built. Which I have the level 2, so I need to build the level 1 and the level 3 production facilities. And I should have plenty of room with which to do that. Yeah, which is what I was doing like over here, I think. I'll build them right here. This shall be my testing ground. It's fine. I suppose I probably could have just shrunk the thing so I could write it out properly, but that's fine. Test. Yeah. So this is where I will build the blueprints that I need to get all of the proper production areas done before I start building any production areas, to make sure that we are building deuterium and proliferation fluid first before anything else in the factory gets built. And of course, everything that I need to produce those two things. But, go ahead and land. Do we have any kind of a cool shot? Yeah, it's kind of a cool shot. The sun coming up. And the bajillion bots and drones flying all over the place. Bam. Bam. That's going to be it for the stream for tonight. I'm going to be back tomorrow in the afternoon, probably around 3 o'clock or so, with some more Horizon Zero Dawn. We're on a little bit of a collection spree.
So we're going to continue our collecting tomorrow afternoon. As for right now, let us see who's around and streaming that we can throw a raid at. Who do we know that's doing some stuff late at night? Okay, Sarah Key is doing some cozy late night Elden Ring. I mean, okay. I don't particularly find anything super cozy about that game, but yeah, creepy bugs and undead, yay. So yeah, well, I'll send you guys over to Sarah, and I will catch you on the flip side. Nari out.